And now, BookMarks, writers on books they love.
I'm Junot Diaz, and I'm a writer. And the book that I want to talk about, the book I kind of want to gush about, is Samuel R. Delany's novel, Dark Reflections. Samuel R. Delany writes novels. He's a memoirist, has written comic books. His novel, Dark Reflections, is this beautiful exploration of the life of a closeted African-American poet living in New York. Arnold Hawley, I think is his name. The novel starts out with Arnold already being, if I remember correctly, in his 60s. He's kind of eking by, hoping to get his poems published, hoping to win competitions, and he's never really confronted the facts of his sexual orientation. He's never really dealt with his desires. He's been really closeted. And so we see him struggling to be an artist in a place that doesn't care about poetry, but at the same time struggling with himself. And it is a novel that is structurally fascinating because it starts out when he's this 50-year-old man still having hope, but really kind of squandered his life, I would argue. And then the novel goes back in time, so that by the end of the novel we see him at his most youthful, powerful self at the start of his career, at the start of his life, and it's kind of heartbreaking that way. It is a luminous novel. Delany can be very experimental, but this novel is the novel that I always say is the gateway drug to Delany. An extraordinary character portrait of a man in a time and a culture that doesn't have much room for the arts, a culture which I think we would recognize. And at the end, one of the things that I'm left with this novel is not only the extraordinary command and the literary gifts that Delany has, but I'm left with what I always seek in a piece of literature, to feel that I have been in communion with another human soul for the duration of the novel. And that's something that Delany renders most magnificently, as he renders the soul of his protagonist, Arnold. And it's one of those things that we, of course, need. We need that kind of contact with other people, and this book delivers it.
Writer Junot Diaz on Samuel Delany's 2007 novel, Dark Reflections.